Down, 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 little town Bagamoyo, historical town, down, little town Bagamoyo.
Hi, my name is Beatrice Mseri, and today we are going to show you a view of Bagamoyo historical site.
Historia ina nguvu mwaliwe, historia ina nguvu mwayego. Ingeja mito mikubwa na bahari zenye nguvu haziwezi kuifuta historia.
The Caravanserai is one of the places of memory in Bagamoyo, linked to the 19th century ivory and slave trade. It's a place where the name of the town was born. Its spot was the penultimate stop of the slave and ivory caravans that traveled on the foot all the way from Lake Tanganyika. Once the caravans reached Bagamoyo, the slaves and ivory were shipped by them to Zanzibar, where they were then dispatched all over the world. The Catholic Museum of Bagamoyo is a historic landmark of the town that belongs to the Catholic Church and is located at the end of the Mango Drive in the northern part of the Tanzania town. It also serves as part of the larger historical site that consists of several of the church's old buildings, such as the Livingstone Tower, the first and the second churches, the baobab tree, and the cemetery where some of the earliest missionaries were buried. The museum itself located on the ground floor of the building and holds several artifacts, paintings, photographs, and even documents that date as far back as the mid-19th century. Some of these aircrafts were from German government of the time, some from the churches and some from the local slaves that went through the areas. At the buildings, rear and next to the dispensary is a baobab tree where Madame de Chavelia, a French nurse volunteering at the dispensary, tied her donkey using a steel chain. Over the years, the tree grew further to swallow the chain. In 2012, a further 34 chain rings were added to preserve the tree's history.
The Kaole ruins. Kaole was among of the earliest coastal Swahili towns along the coast of the East Africa, which existed before the 9th century. But before the 9th century, this area it was inhabited by the Africans, who were Zaramo and Wakweri. But in the beginning of the 9th century, the site of Kaole was inhabited by the people who were coming from the Iran, from the Shiraz. So these people were coming here by using the monsoon winds, and they settled here. And it became very famous trading towns along the coast of the East Africa. So I can say this was among of the earliest coastal Swahili towns along the coast of the East Africa, which existed before the 9th century. It was declined during the end of 18th century, and because the people to move from here to Bagamoyo Stone Town. So now it's just a ruins, but also it's archaeological sites. Here we have different kinds of pillars and graves. But one of the things we can see here, it was among of the earliest mosques along the coast of the East Africa, which was constructed during the 13th century. So you are most welcome.
The old fort of Bagamoyo is the oldest of the many historic buildings that is located in the old town section of the town of Bagamoyo. It was first established in the early 1860s by Abdallah Suleiman Marhabi, one of the first Arab traders in the area. Being a man who was not involved in slave trade,
the stone town of Bagamoyo was the first capital of the Germans in East Africa. And this building you can see here, this was the first German state house which was built during the 19th century.